We welcome in the live audience now, and I'm just going to tell them what you were talking about, and they'll have to get the audio feed because we weren't on the last 2 minutes. But Mike Ryan and Stugotz were really going through the inner workings, the plumbing of Mike Ryan trying not to have shame about using what was the product? What was the name of the product?
Broom.
Colon Broom that you got on.
He's getting a lot of ads for it.
Yeah.
Ads.
Yeah.
Well, because it's
what I said.
It's the sexy colon cleanser because of their social media strategy. This is like the young hip way
This
to
is
clean
not
out
a
your
sexy
colon.
thing. This is not. It's got the colonoscopy, the colon, that bad reputation. You don't want the products around it are not generally cool.
Yeah, but Colon Broom does a good job, I think, of trying to make it appear like it's a cool, normal, hip, sexy thing. Because they just have a bunch of people in yoga pants out there just talking about the time that they had their colon broom.
Mike, you need to help me because I heard Stugotz talking with some sort of expertise about how he treats his lower half, as if you guys were talking about colonoscopies, and he was just saying once every 10 years. Is that what he was saying?
Well, Mike said the last time he got one, we were talking about how the 2 days leading up to it is actually more difficult than the actual test itself. The test is a delight. You go to sleep, they put you to sleep.
A delight.
You wake up,
delight.
you don't feel
I would not
bloated.
describe that.
Give me
as
a
a delight.
countdown.
Sleep.
It's not a delight.
Tell me a time you've had a better sleep. Go
yes,
ahead.
anesthesia generally is that, Stugotz.
Was that Demerol?
I mean,
It's a great sleep,
I
Dano.
don't want to know what they're doing. I personally am somebody who feels after I come from my haze, after I emerge, I feel great pain and shame for the people involved who do that for a living, that their day was going up there on me.
Right. They're doing just fine, probably making a lot of money. But anyway, we digress. Mike was saying that he hadn't had his last test for 12 years. And I said you have to have one every 10 years, which you do.
After 40.
I would say at 50, you have to start having them every 10 years.
Whoa, no, I think the doctor's advice is 40, but I'm surprised that it's 10 years. It should be far more often than that.
Or 5 years, depending on whether they find polyps or not, or depending on what it is that they found.
Or if you have it in your family. Or
Sounds like Mike's longing for once a month.
I would honestly do it. I romanticize because there's sometimes in my bowels I feel really have it cooking, right? And it's just like, oh, I'm regular today. I know that if I eat this meal, it's going to be coming out in about 8 hours. But then there are other times where, you live a little hard. You know that you probably shouldn't be eating something, but or ingesting something because it might make you a little constipated. But whatever, you're young. Let's live a little bit. But I realize, not that young. You're not that young.
Right.
You're trying
the
to...
pre-Tums and the Pepto, it only takes you so far. Right now, I got to do a full reset. I'm telling you, man. I just got to get in there and flush it all out. And then I promise you, I'll start eating right for a little bit until football season.
It's like after you've gotten your teeth cleaned, you try to eat correctly for the next 3 hours.
You never do it.
I wish there was a button that could make me feel like I don't have to take a shit, right? And just flush me out. And then I can start building up a nice green base. I'll be good, I promise.
You've got a larger calling here, though. You're trying to normalize this. You want to eliminate the shame around the colon and medicating and cleansing and making yourself healthy. You want the colon broom. You called it sexy.
Yes. I've often romanticized the idea of like a couple's enema. I've heard about
You
these.
can do that, yes.
Yeah.
Really?
I think I've discussed it before that I would just love to look longingly into my lover's eyes as someone just takes a power hose to the back there and just cleans me out.
It's more of a tube.
Yeah. As I'm speaking to you right now, I kind of have like this cramp of gas right here below my tummy, and it's just because I don't want to be rude to my coworkers.
Have you ever tried laying on your back?
Gas in front of you?
You ever tried laying on your back doing bicycle kicks?
What? No.
Because like when you have an infant, like if your infant's not pooping, they tell you lay them on their back and then like do their feet as if they're like on a bike, like get their. And I'm just wondering if you're an adult. I can do it to you if you want to go in the other room. I can cycle your feet for you if you want.
But he doesn't get to sleep.
I'm telling you, picture me, Mike. You're on your back.
Don't. Dane's doing the thing where he's.
You're right next to me. I'm looking right at you. You don't have to.
I don't want that visual.
Right.
So I'm gonna put my foot down on that one, Dan. Dan was already like, please go out to the therapy couch and pedal Mike's legs like a toddler. We would love that, wouldn't we? No, I'm gonna put my foot down.
Until he
worked for
poops
Graceland.
himself.
No,
Yes.
I'm 36 years old. I don't need this video out
Flows
there.
like wine after.
But what are you going for? You want to increase it? Like it's once every 10 years. You want it once a month? Like
yeah,
what
I'm
do
a little worried.
Okay.
I am worried that if I were to handicap how I'd go, I'd say the GI tract is probably where it all starts for me.
Yep.
And ends.
Upper GI.
This is
or lower?
I don't know. Lower. Remember, there was that one time that I was hospitalized after several days in Vegas where they told me that they would have to remove part of my colon. It rallied. Thankfully, they didn't, but I haven't been the same since.
Yeah.
What an odd line for you to decide not to cross.
Yeah, you're not pedaling me like a toddler. No.
Like an infant.
I don't like that angle. Okay. I don't want
grown ass
it's going
man.
to ride up on me. This one's already a little tighter in the front and in the back, and I'm not putting that video out there.
You can pedal me. I mean, well, Tony. I was talking to Tony.
You know, this is going to become a human resources violation. Like it is. You are.
I'll ask Carl if I can pedal you.
HR.
Look, man. I'll do the predator arm shake with you on the other end of an enema. I will, but I will not have you.
That's a great grid of death punishment. That is a great
couples enema.
Couples enema
for two people that lose in the grid of death.
I need to address this finally here, as my wife is
just
buying.
Me and Chris, arm in arm like this. Are we getting cleaned out, bud?
Why do we have to look out?
Why is it Top
Gun? Why can't we just look
out?
I just want to look out.
What are you, Mav? I mean.
That has to be a grid of death punishment.
Kick the tires and light the fires.
So what have we settled on? Stugotz is going to go in the other room and pedal with Tony until he shits himself.
Well, we've settled on is Dan's getting this visual.
What a
Monday.
Let's go. You want to go?
Let's find out. Put it on the poll.
Pedal me.
What's going to happen when Tony pedals Stugotz?
Oh,
Erection or he shits himself?
Either way.
Or both.
Either way, we'll have a microphone right on the scene.
It's a poll. It's a good poll. We're going to finally reach climax on your relationship with Tony, because this needs to happen out here now.
The social experiment is we're trying to see if Tony does this to Stugotz, he'll pass gas and he won't be able to stop it.
I just want the video.
We need someone constipated.
Well, we need to make sure that there's a microphone in place.
All right. Okay. I leave it to you guys to handle whatever the production elements on this are. I'm simply surprised that you've drawn the line, and I want you to explain it. You've explained it well enough to the audience. But the reason, because the audience expects a payoff, and you're pretty damn good at giving them the payoff. But you are now officially too old. You're announcing it.
Yeah.
You're officially too old to be someone who is pedaled like a toddler until he shits himself on video.
I think that's my line.
Okay, but what age?
I think that's my line.
Why did you cross it, and why did you not?
It's not even
why
about
am I
age.
still there?
It's not even age. It's just my body isn't where I want it to be right now. It's Monday. I'm a little bloaty from the weekend. Just give me like 10 pounds. 10 pounds, and you can pedal me from here to Albany.
In the interim, Stugotz and Tony go to wherever it is you need to go so we can get the visual payoff. We've got camera people wandering around. We're trying to get our video department up and running. And now...
now our director's going to pedal Stugotz.
Yep, get me up and running.
He's going to get you.
We need him to direct
the broadcast.
I love this because usually I say ridiculous things and I end up doing them. This is a great win for me.
Let's just do it live. I'm so tired.
Delightful.
That's what happens when you ride sidecar on my body dysmorphia.
We've got so much to get to, and Tony, that's fine that he's the director. I need my payoff. He's the co-host. Let's just make a full-on mess of this. Get the cameras in place. Get the microphones in place. We'll do this best we can.
I'm good to go right now?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Congratulations, Stugotz.
Wow.
Finally, I believe this is a human resources breach right now.
What?
I'm the new director. Ready? Take two.
What?
Let's talk about a couple of the things that I was
trying. If this thing works the way that you say it, Tony might be taking two. You're telling me that if you pedal me, I will pass gas uncontrollably.
It worked for my 3-month-old.
Well, I can't believe we're in this deep now, because I'm sure someone in the audience is saying, "You idiot, Chris Cote." It may work on 3-month-olds, but the problem is that once you get into adulthood, it's an entirely different bowel experience. Otherwise, everyone with constipation problems would be on their back bicycling.
I've never pedaled a 36-year-old, so this will be a first.
Oh, so you're doing the pedaling?
No. I'm just saying this would be I'm experiencing.
I have my
We
agreed
to terms
I
had
already.
you as 36.
Yes.
Oh, my bad. That's right, because Mike's not doing it.
If we can get you set up out there in the bicycle form and I can speak to you, I can then get to the baseball stories I was trying to get to in the last hour because there were a couple of good ones from the weekend. One of them will require your help because it involves Clayton Kershaw, and I'm sure that you have opinions on that. But for the Nationals to come out and say Juan Soto is available, the Nationals are truly awful. I don't know how that even happened. They won their World Series champion type team, and then it's over. For Juan Soto to reject an offer that's $440 million, 15 years. And it's basically it's almost like you know how they throw an occasional contract early at a Yelich to avoid the arbitration years? You're trying to pay Juan Soto so much for the first 10 years that you're just throwing 5 years on the back end of that so that you can have his entire career. But that number stunned me because I know that Juan Soto is good, although this year he hasn't been as good as I expect him to be. And that team is really bad. When I read, and I'm not squeamish around sports numbers, like I'm not in anybody's wallet, but when I read $440 million, he's rejecting that guarantee, I was like, my God, the salaries have gotten to an amazing place because of like the aforementioned streaming dollars we were talking about before.
No, I'm not the biggest baseball fan, but I also think last year wasn't anything super spectacular out of Juan Soto.
Yes. And there was nothing around him, and there's no disputing that this is not Rendon. This is a can't miss player, but baseball does weird things, right? Like Matt Holliday was out of the sport. He was out of the
Matt Carpenter was out of the
excuse me. Matt Carpenter was out of the sport or bouncing around the minor leagues.
It worked for Matt Holliday too. He was good and then he wasn't.
Yes, it could work for a lot of people, but that
How old did you feel when Matt Holliday's son went number 1? Yeah.
There's so many of those in the minor leagues now, though. Every minor league has David Ortiz's kid and Pedro Martinez's kid and Sheffield's kid.
But Matt Holliday's the first, like that. I think that one's the youngest one for me.
Is it?
Yeah, that one's crazy. We're testing some angles right now here on Stugotz.
I think this is our winner. I know that doesn't help the audio offense, but the other one, I was looking right at his butt.
I am so happy I decided to draw this line. Yeah, take that one just because.
Maybe that one.
Well, no.
Let's just not do the one that's to Tony's right now. Whatever we do, let's not take that.
Why are we doing this? Because we care about Stugotz and we don't want the internet to have that other angle?
Show us the angle real fast.
Show us the other angle, the one from underneath.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Come on. Ready? 3, take 3.
We're going to go to you in a second, Stugotz. I don't know if he can hear me, and I don't know if I can get his Kershaw takes while bicycling. But the Matt Carpenter point that I was going to make is that he's on a Barry Bonds 73 home run pace. He was out of the sport, fixed his swing. Anybody could have had him. And now what is it? 13 home runs in 30 games. And I know that you can't keep that up, but he was done. And now he's hitting home runs like Schwarber.
We used to ask questions in that sport when someone came out of nowhere at that age to produce it the way that he is. But now we're not. Again, I'm not
at 36 years old.
I'm not doing this thing with Matt Carpenter. I'm not. I'm just saying we used to have that conversation.
Oh, but isn't it funny how much that has changed over the years? Because you could look at the years of Brett Boone or Brady Anderson, and you can see exactly, that's where the medicine kicked in at 36 years old. And we all shuffled away from that. And we don't understand the science of human growth hormone. Okay, we're going to test for that, but body needs healing.
Can you give me some safety? Can you give me some cover? Just like a little reckless speculation. I'm gonna do that. All right. Do it because
time to throw away all journalistic credibility and get reckless. Here is something we like to call reckless speculation.
You're good, Dano.
This is the way to avoid the Gottlieb scenario, right?
This is foolproof. I can't be held against me. I'm just spitballing here.
Before you say it, though, I want the audience to know that that whole hysteria that we had about steroids as A-Rod is now back in the game, we didn't mean any of it. It was all a joke, and now everyone's realized, home runs are really good for baseball, and everyone's all slathered up. Okay, yeah, whatever.
We're going to find out about some really good shit being out. By the time it trickles down to us 4 years from now, I mean, look at how people are aging. Did you see the photos from J-Lo's wedding? Congratulations to them. I'm happy that Bennifer is finally official. But am I the only one that's watching Al Horford do that in the NBA Finals and seeing him in the best shape of his life and just doubting how the aging process works, knowing how my own body has been breaking down?
Al Horford.
I'm just using examples like J-Lo, Al Horford, Tom Cruise,
PJ Tucker.
There's all this evidence. People are aging in the NFL, especially doing things at the quarterback position at advanced ages we've never seen before. Could it be avocado tequila? Sure. Could it be advancements in science and in HGH? I think just as likely as the avocado tequila, Dan. I'm not doing that with Brady. He's on a different level.
Are you doing it with Rodgers?
But I'm doing that with Brady's face. Rodgers looks to be in incredible shape. There is so many things going on in strength and conditioning right now that we thought we used to understand in the 90s because it was as simple as what's in McGuire's locker and this guy's head is bigger. Now it's a totally different game. Guys are getting lean. Guys are aging differently. Look at Jared Leto's skin. Honestly, what is he doing? What is Jared Leto doing? What is he ingesting?
You sound accusatory. Leave Jared Leto alone.
Well, there's
a slight hint of envy.
There's all these people that we keep asking. I have a ton of
hint.
Just a little pinch. A ton of envy.
A
ton of envy. How are these people reversing the aging process? How is Matt Carpenter getting better? How does Jared Leto have nary a wrinkle? He's like 50. None of this makes sense. Where is the good science? Share it with us. We're dying out here.
Brady and Rodgers and why did Brady escape? Why did Brady escape your attention when Brady's
He's a goat. He's a goat. Like we know the only thing that's going on.
Any sense.
What's going on there is just filler and die. Okay.
No, there's way more there.
No, he's clean.
Has to be.
He's clean.
Mike, you had your heart broken the other day when David Sampson suggested, and Chris Whittingham had his heart broken when he found religion on a D. Gordon home run after the death of Jose Fernandez, when David Sampson told Whittingham that pitch was purposely grooved, discussed beforehand, your emotional moment was contrived. I found that explanation from him to be truly shocking, and Mike Ryan does not, evidently.
I do find that shocking. Why would a player tank a moment like that? I understand the All-Star game, that's an exhibition, but a game with merit? No, that's not sport.
Cal Ripken Jr., that was accused too, right? The home run was too perfect.
It's Chan-Ho Park. He grooved it to him. It's an All-Star game. It's fine.
That one was grooved.
Was that the one that A-Rod moved him over to shortstop too? What memories?
Baseball used to produce those, and some people are very frustrated with our baseball coverage because this entire show checked out on baseball except for Billy.
And yet I feel like we still talk an odd amount about baseball considering its place in the national conscience.
We do. We should talk way more about soccer, but you're not ready to have that conversation.
I am ready to have the conversation that brings Tony and Stugotz into our world. Forgiveness, please, from the audio audience that does not have this as a live experience. As we did some technical ad-libbing there. Is everyone ready? Is the lighting okay? Because can Stugotz hear me so that I'd like to get his Kershaw take here as he's getting bicycle pedaled by Tony and possibly pooping himself or being aroused.
Ready, couch one, take couch one.
Okay, are you ready, Stugotz? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Dad. Check that on baseball. Mike Trout on Stupidity today along with Jazz Chisholm. I mean, who checked that on baseball? I haven't.
All right, now try to poop.
Okay, so right now,
this feels great.
Let's Tony, I need you to get a little closer. Wow. I'm sorry to do this to you, but
lower your head just because we need to get it in the frame.
It's also too herky-jerky right now. A little smoother, Tony.
A little smoother on the bicycle pedaling, but my the reason I wanted to go to you on this, Stugotz.
Up and down, more circular. Good, yes.
The stat I was telling you that I heard on mute that I didn't go and check is I was surprised, and Tony. I think I heard this correctly.
Right.
That there hasn't been a perfect game in baseball.
Right. 27 up, 27 down. Yeah.
Since Felix Hernandez. Now, the no-hitter.
These are terrible angles. I'm watching myself. What a bad idea.
Trying to warn you, bud.
Is money
Usually
falling
Tony
out
and
of
I
his
do this in
pocket?
private. I mean,
Take couch two.
Is hundreds of dollars
cash
falling
is falling out.
So much money. Is
Ready,
that
couch
where-
three, take couch three.
Is that where all the fine
my
money,
money again.
is?
Whoa, away from couch three. Empty couch three.
Oh, that's a bad angle, Tony.
Go to commercial. Go to commercial.
Get back on top of me.
I don't know what else is going to fall out of his pockets. You were saying, Stugotz, that nothing has made you feel older in seeing all of these Suns, because there are some Conines out there, some Bichettes. They're all on one team. Toronto has a bunch of them, but nothing has made you feel older. You had to check to see whether it was Matt Holliday still playing or Matt Holliday's son.
I knew it was Matt Holliday's son. I had to check to see if his dad was still playing baseball. And he was up until 2018. Like, that made me feel old. Matt Holliday's son, Dan?
More than anybody, though? More than anybody, that one's the one that landed on you.
More than Tatis, more than Bichette, more than anyone, because Holliday just wrapped up his career.
And also, Matt Holliday began his professional career in 2004. All these other guys that we're talking about are 90s baseball players. They do give off a certain amount of nostalgia. I don't think Matt Holliday gives off nostalgia. He gives off recent baseball player who just ended his career.
Something did happen in sports this weekend that did give me nostalgia, Stugotz. What I would believe is a golden time in our show's history. Now, whoever it is that you are listening to this, and a lot of people take pride for listening for a long time, but some of you have been critical that these last 6 years haven't been as good as the previous 6 years, haven't been as good as the previous 6 years. I believe the Richie Incognito time of our show is a magical time because the Miami Dolphins had a national story, and it was only the unprecedented story of bullying in the locker room. Meathead Richie Incognito, wearing a too-tight shirt with Jay Glazer, tried to explain to people how he wasn't actually a violent and awful man.
Thinking back to that time, we had just gone national, and what made that transition comfortable, I think, for both of us, the entire show, was we had two local stories, the Richie Incognito story and the LeBron James story. LeBron coming to Miami, those were national stories, national headlines. And so we just felt like we were doing our normal local show for a national audience.
But Incognito is the best of the meathead monsters. He came here as...
And the worst.
Yes, well, that's what I meant.
Yes.
He came here. He was a content machine because he came here, Sports Illustrated was writing about an offensive lineman and calling him the dirtiest player in the league. And then it got bad. He comes here and he gets run into town, racist, homophobic, bullying, misogynistic, the worst. The worst. He wins at the end. At the very end in football, he wins because he says, I came back, I set out to accomplish something, I accomplished my goal, and now Nick Adams, a cartoon character that I would create, and I'm jealous of this man, that I have not made a Colbert of sports that is this person. He says that Richie Incognito, a Trump supporter, is a surefire Hall of Famer.
He might be.
Please let him be. Please let me hear that speech.
He's been to 4 Pro Bowls. I mean,
please let him be a Hall of Famer. After Stugotz, there was a time before he just recently retired that he was, I don't know whether it was a weight room in Boca. He was throwing weights at people because something about aliens and the government coming to get him, because he went through a horrible scandal, and I don't know what football has done to that man's mind and all the collisions, but now he has retired, and it allows us to finally empty the Richie Incognito file. I don't know what we have back there in our library from ESPN winning him. What have you found? Because I just informed you of this now, so it's not like we've had time to prepare, but I'd like to empty the Incognito locker. I'm still waiting, by the way, for the task force of Jason Taylor, Curtis Martin, Tony Dungy, the late Don Shula.
To have a meeting?
To have a meeting to see what the Dolphins should do about Richie Incognito. That task force, no one's reported on whether it met or not. It was announced.
No one understands why Curtis Martin was on it in the first place.
Don Shula went over to Dungy and was like, really? Bullying? I mean, do they not see what Incognito does for a living? We're going to bring bullying from the schoolroom into the locker room. But at the end, Richie Incognito gets to be a Hall of Famer. Jonathan Martin, run right out of the league. What do you have, Whittingham, for us from the Incognito file? Stealing your wife.
So happy. Who stole my wife?
I did that interview he did. He was wearing the Chris Farley jacket. Clearly the only time Incognito has ever had to wear a suit.
The gym incident, by the way, he threw a dumbbell at a guy in a gym because Tony thought he was an NSA agent, a national security advisor agent, and he threw a dumbbell at a guy because he thought the guy was trying to get the codes from Tony. I mean,
Roy, why are you looking at Stugotz that way?
Tony?
Richie, I'm sorry about that.
I was like looking at our Tony. I was
You
like,
can't get Tony out of that.
That's what's happened here,
yeah.
is it? This is what's happened. What happened? All right, let's get to the bottom of this, so to speak. What happened? You said you came in here, man. That was good.
It felt good.
You were lightheaded. You looked like that. It was very exciting to you. Chris Cote asked you some follow-up questions, but you also said that you felt lighter. That it was good on your back. That after all the flying and not taking care of yourself, that the moving of your legs like that passes for the most exercise you've done recently.
Every time I make the cycling motion, it's not often, and we just happen to fall into it today, but it really feels good on my lower back, and it gets me wondering why I don't do it more often. Like, because it always fixes it. I feel great right now. I do. I mean,
Mike, are you worried in general about, I know we talked about this earlier, but Stugotz is really not taking care of himself. And as someone who loves him, that seems self-destructive to have a bunch of different things that you come in here saying, man, when I do this, it feels better. But then you do the opposite of those things and come here. Look, you look like you got hit by a cement mixer.
The back has always been an issue for me. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not certain if it's fixable or not. I'm not going to get surgery because I've had too many people tell me they've gotten surgery and it's gotten worse. And so I don't know what to do. I mean,
but
I can't
go
back in time. Yeah, but this is one of those things where you can't go back in time. Like the damage is already done. I'm not certain. Now that motion feels good, but I don't think that motion fixes the actual problem. It just feels good. It's a quick fix.
I am very concerned about how rapidly this show is aging. It's a different game now. In the world of terrestrial radio, we were the young, hot thing, full of hijinks and fun stuff, and making fun of all the old legacy hosts that were out there. This podcast game, we're the dinosaurs. We can't be leaning into our old age as much as you'd like. We have to do the cowherd thing. Dye our hair, get a spray tan, really repackage ourselves, and introduce ourselves in an effort to get a younger audience.
You weren't willing, though, to go out there and embarrass yourself in the name of TikTok hijinks.
You know why? Because my body's not there yet. Give me 3 weeks.
But this
a little lunchtime lipo. I'll get it to where it needs to go, so I can be a good podcast host. Have you seen what DJs look like now? I drove by a billboard that was promoting a Y100 local pop station DJ. Looks like an IG model. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Bring me back to the days where DJs looked like cocks on the radio.
Give you a few weeks. What? I'm one of your super followers, so I saw all that pasta you guzzled down last night.
Well, it's Diet Starts Monday. You're not familiar with that?
Oh, I'm very familiar with that.
When you
declared it 9 times as I started working here.
Yeah, but it's this time for real. Just got
every Monday and then ends around Thursday.
Yeah, around then. But
and
this
then
time
takes
I'm
a
for real
4-month hiatus during football season.
Guys, I bought a bunch of Slim Fast. Okay. I'm focused.
Jesus.
What year is it? Slim? Who still drinks Slim Fast?
Oh, don't shame me. Okay.
Do you need like a can opener to open it?
Because it's not wheatgrass.
Wait, is it still in cans?
No, they have the plastic shake-up bottles. Little plastic shake-up bottle.
Oh, really? Yeah. Easier.
It's my meal supplement.
Mm-hmm.
Supplement 2 meals and then go nuts with your entree. That's what I'm gonna do.
Can we look up, please, how
I also
Slim?
drink a lot of Metamucil to regulate the fiber. See, what I don't
Younger
like about
by the second
Metamucil is it gets so gelatinous. Like, how could this actually? This looks like something that would clog my innards.
I just want to be clear, okay? As this podcast game ages us out,
a little touch of gray going on right now in the beard. Guys,
touch of gray. Yeah.
We're going up against all these TikTokers out there that are mobilizing and weaponizing their audiences and getting massive deals for content that is shite. Like, we need to go out there and be a little bit younger. We can't afford to be the old guys. We can't. We got Barstools of the world. We got J-Boy Medias of the world. We have
John Boy.
That's a fine. Yeah.
You can call him J-Boy now. I was actually very unconfident in calling them John Boy because I didn't want to get it wrong and sound old. Instead, I called them J Boy. Media and sounded even older.
She's still a fly girl.
Yeah, guys, 36
Cole,
is not that
Slim
old.
Fast and Metamucil were enough, Mike.
How old are you?
Colin Broom.
I am 49.
Okay, you're not that old.
I know.
You're not that old.
I know.
You got a decent hairline.
Thank you.
Let's take off that hat that has been sewn to your head for the last 3
I like
months.
this hat, Mike.
Let's get a little wind and sun.
All right.
I have a genuine question.
I'm going to make an effort. I am.
Oh, for the love of God.
I'm going to. Little tanning salon, going to dye. I'm going to do a Colin Cowherd. I am. An entire makeover. I am going to do this. And by going to do this, I probably will never do it.
I'm going to try.
Chicken thigh.
Why are the chickens coming out? I'm trying to better myself.
Don't lie to us. Liar.
I actually do think he's going to do the tan and the hair dye.
I am.
I think he's going to do those two things.
I am.
But correct nothing else about his routine. Just being this tanned and
The hat.
I love this.
dark
The
hair.
hat
What color
is
was
so
that hat
dirty.
originally?
The hat
Yeah.
is so dirty. You're a professional
It adds
broadcaster.
charm, Dan. That's what it does. You need to add charm to a hat, and the dirtiness of this hat. I have been striving for a hat like this my entire life.
Got
I
tan
have.
line above your head.
I
forehead
love
there.
that. It's the way I want my hats to be. All of my hats.
Never has someone so incapable of fishing for crab look like that's what they do for a living.
Yeah.
As much as you do.
That hat, it does. That hat looks like it has been worn by a fisherman for 50 years at sea.
Honestly, your look requires that I call you Sully. It's just
Well, thank
you
you.
look like a Sully right now.
I'm going for that. Mike, you know about hats. You have to
I
have
do.
some charm to your hat.
Over the last few years, I've learned a lot more about hats than I'd like to. But thankfully,
You want your Major League
Keeps,
Baseball.
like I'm on the comeback
Oh,
trail.
you and Keeps.
I'm on the comeback trail.
You want your Major League Baseball
Stugotz.
pitcher to have you want him to have a clean, fresh
Stugotz,
hat, or
Stugotz,
do you
you're
want him
not
to
a
have a
prof-
bunch
you're-
of stuff around?
You're
you?
not a professional baseball pitcher, and you're basically describing charm as layers of dirt. I'm looking at your
a great hat. Mark Langston, a great baseball hat. He did. He had a fantastic baseball cap.
Will you guys look closely at how much dirt is on this hat? It's a trucker's hat from a gas station, and look at how much.
It's actually a Masters hat from Augusta. I mean,
I would figure you'd want to treat that hat with
Have you-
with some.
Have you taken it
some
off
sanctity.
since?
yeah, to wear another hat. Yes. What was the other hat I had? Oh, the
Great-
dancing
the-
bear hat.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that hat. I wear that
Dancing
occasionally to a
bear?
show. Yeah, the God Bless Football hat I wear occasionally. A dancing bear I wear to the Dead shows. I wear this to the Dead shows as well.
How often do you go to the Dancing Bear?
Go to it. Let's see, 9 times so far this summer. I mean,
9 times you've gone to the Dancing Bear.
yeah. Oh. Yeah.
loaded hour, Stugotz, in this podcast game that's passing us by. We've got weekend observations. We got funniest thing from the sports weekend. We've got old-timey radio gimmicks. Metamucil. Colon broom.
Slim fast.
Slim fast. That's how we're going to keep up. That's the fuel that propels us to a greater tomorrow.
You laugh, but then when I'm 205 giving tips to men's fitness, you're going to become crawling back to have me be the face of this thing.
Right.
On the cover of Men's Fitness?
No, I'm not going to get a cover, but just probably a little write-up. Like, go through your morning routine. Any tips?
Yeah, you'll be like the third headline on the right side of the cover.
My main tip is just make every set count.
Did you see Cliff Kingsbury's racy vacation photos? I love that an NFL coach, the whole game has changed, Stugotz. Because I can't picture Mike McCarthy doing this. The whole game. I don't know whether he can coach, but he is giving off so much beefcake. He and his wife, or girlfriend, I think, right? Because Cliff Kingsbury is famously single. Just racy vacation photos all over the place. And Kingsbury's just on the sand. He is barefooted, and it is cover of Men's Fitness, and this is not your grandfather's coach, Stugotz. This is not Vince Lombardi. This is not Tom Landry. Again, I don't know if he can coach. 23 and 25 at Texas Tech, and I thought Kyler Murray was really good, and then at the end of last season he was not.
I could not open one of these photos at work.
Hold on
no, it's Steam. It's Steam, him and his significant other. It's just...
I don't take pictures like. When have I ever taken a photo with my shoulders away from the camera? That doesn't make any sense. It's not a practical pose. You do that pose, you're looking for something.
Put it on the poll, Chris Cote. If you do that pose over your shoulder, are you looking for something?
I hate that this is the domain of the good looking and the fit. We need to reclaim this pose.
Mike McCarthy needs to...
Stugotz, from now on, you and I, anytime we pose for photos, we're going to do that with our asses out and looking over our shoulder.
Okay.
But this was to maximize the six-pack, was it not?
No, you're looking at Cliff. I'm looking at his girlfriend.
I'm looking at Cliff.
Yeah, no, Cliff has also got the lighting there, and that's not normal posture, by the way. He's got the Michael Jackson smooth criminal
Cliff
going.
Kingsbury clearly has a professional photographer taking vacation photos of him meant to maximize his cool. His house is cooler than any other coach's house. It is all glass and fiery rock pits.
This is the pose.
It's ridiculous.
He's so cool.
I know.
He's
love
not
it.
even trying. I mean,
he is, though. He is trying.
I feel like
he's got
not,
professional photographers in this photo. This cannot be.
It's an unfair
this
advantage.
cannot be not trying. The lighting is,
Like
is professionally done. This is how he saves his job. He just shows him a little bit of ass.
5 years.
You think it's on the hot seat? I think it is a hot seat.
Can he coach?
I have no idea. I mean, they seem to have gotten undressed. I don't mean the vacation photos. The Cardinals seem to not know how to play offense at the end of last season when I thought they were the best team in the sport 11 games in.
But they have him. Yes.
Not enough questions are being asked of Kyler Murray. He's the one that is. Yeah, why does my ass look so flat?
Mike's ass looks so much better in person than it does in this angle.
There we go. All right. There it is.
What are you doing now? You refuse.
Whoa, don't do that.
You refuse. This show's theme has been, it's just been uncomfortably ass.
You're welcome.
The entire day, the entire show. We will get to funniest thing from the sports weekend. We will get to Stugotz's weekend observations. But I do, as LeBron James, now Stugotz, late in his career after 20 years of dominating as America's premier athlete, he is saying on his platforms that Boston is racist as F, after saying he had not run into anything like that in Boston. Mm-hmm. And now, as part of what used to be his HBO show, I believe they ran some unfortunate commentary before some developments with Brittany Griner. So you have LeBron James questioning America on tape, evidently 110 days into the Griner situation. And we've got other war problems. We've got other war criminals that are unjustly being used as leverage, and he's giving, he's talking out of his ass. They shouldn't have run that. They should have protected him from it. They should have never run it on because things changed after he said some things that Enes Kanter now weaponizes to say, hey, you can leave. You can leave the United States.
He did walk it back in ways that he hasn't walked things back.
But the funny from the weekend involving LeBron is if you're in his situation and you're playing in the Drew League, and it had to be so cool for those guys to play with him and so impossible to see him go through the lane. He didn't make any threes, but he scored 42 points because nobody can physically stop him. And you see the differences between guys who are pretty good and LeBron James, but you can't be arguing calls if you're LeBron James with the referee at the end of that game with no self-awareness whatsoever. I hate to be the guy policing the Drew League, but how do you not take inventory for a second of how it looks for you to bother a referee in the Drew League?
I love that they went and found the defender. Was it number 21? They found his old LeBron tweets, and then LeBron had him in hell like for that entire game. Like, wow, LeBron is soft and all this. He's not clutch, all that. And he just got torched the entire time.
Is that why he went to go play in the Drew League just to get to hunt down one of those guys?
Yeah, I think so. The weird thing is that team had DeRozan and LeBron, and they just barely squeaked through a win. If you look at DeRozan's stats, it was like, yeah, it was just a terrible game from DeMar DeRozan considering who was guarding him.
Well, LeBron had the ball the whole time. I mean, he had 47 points, right?
Stop making excuses for DeMar DeRozan here.
I don't know why I'm doing it. I don't know why I feel the need to do it. But when LeBron's playing a game, Dan, why would you argue against him, going after the referees? He's a competitor. He's trying to win something. He treats it like a normal basketball game. What is the Drew League?
All right, good commentary from you. He had fewer than 47 points. He missed all his threes. I don't know why even in this scenario you find the way to allow DeMar DeRozan, a player during his era, to skate as LeBron James dominates the game.
J.D. Drew? I mean, they named the league after him? What is the Drew League?
You're not familiar with that area of Los Angeles. It is not surprising, but it is a popular – what are you laughing about, Roy?
Not his neighborhood.
It's not as funny as Stugotz thinks it is to just shout again and again that he doesn't know.
Someone answer. I've never heard of it before. I'm being serious. I'm
sorry.
The
Drew League, I'll explain it to you, Stu. The Drew League is a league that is a recreational league that is played by some of the best people on the planet that don't play in the NBA. And every summer they get together in Compton at a school called I think Drew is in the name of some of the school. And there's a huge league where NBA guys, college guys, overseas guys go and play, and it's one of the best recreational leagues on the planet.
Okay.
And in it, LeBron James doesn't need to be arguing with the referee. There's so many things. It's a cool thing that the best player in the world would go play with those dudes for the first time in 10 years. Am I wrong about this? Do you think that the audience is saying, come on, Dan, is saying what Stugotz is saying? He's a professional competitor, because what I saw was a lot of Michael Jordan would have never done this. And I'm like, will you please leave this man alone with Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan wouldn't be overly competitive about a basketball game.
Yes, he would.
Get out of here.
Yes.
Of course he would. He'd be berating every referee. It just fits so perfectly into LeBron's NBA persona that even in a Drew League game, he looks exactly the same.
The reason I wanted to bring it up, though, to pair it against finally getting to the take from Stugotz that I wanted, is that Felix Hernandez, evidently, I thought there were more perfect games, but we're in one of the biggest perfect game droughts we've ever seen in baseball. Even his no-hitters are all over the place. A decade it has been. And Clayton Kershaw twice this season has gone 7+ perfect innings. And your reaction to that, Stugotz, is what? That Kershaw, that we're watching him be, dominant on such a consistent basis that 7+ perfect innings is like not a story that registers with anybody.
No, it's not. I mean, 7+. The story is, at least the first time around, was that Dave Roberts pulled him from that game. Did Dave Roberts indeed pull him from the game again?
No.
He did not?
I don't think that's what happened this time.
Okay, because that was the story the first time around, that Dave Roberts, because we don't see it as much, we don't really ever see it, that there was an opportunity for Kershaw to do something amazing, and Roberts stripped him of that opportunity. 7+ innings of a perfect game, it's not a story, Dan. It's not a complete story. It's just a guy going 7+ innings of being perfect. You have to do it for 9 innings. Then it becomes a story.
But the reason I'm pairing the both of these things is not to get into a baseball analytics argument about whether Kershaw needs to be pitching 9 innings or arriving at perfect games or complete games. It's just because I wanted to ask you about the idea of 50 years from now, Kershaw and LeBron James will be whatever it is that you imagine to be the greatest that your grandpa ever saw. You wouldn't have believed this guy.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be whatever Ruth is of the day or whatever Nolan Ryan is, whether he gets to his championships or not. But the landscape is so critical that what you're looking at is close to unprecedented excellence. And Clayton Kershaw and LeBron James, history will remember them as all-time greats, but we will not allow them to enjoy that as it happens. That the two of them will come under such unrelenting criticism that in time, the greatness will be rewarded with immortality and legendary status, but we're too busy feeding at them while they're excellent to actually enjoy and be awed by the excellence. That Kershaw to you is a punchline.
He is because of his postseason, performances, which haven't been great. I know he had the one good year, but in large part, he has not been great in the postseason. And so, yeah, I feed on that a lot because do it in the postseason.
But I'm saying to you that 50 years from now, that if you'd been president, I would have loved to have heard this broadcaster announcing Ruth during his day, criticizing his weight. Because whatever we do with Jordan now, that has been polished, and I've told you before that that's not what we were saying about him before he got to the 6 championships, all the times that he was losing. We were not, and if he had existed in the social media age,
right.
Stugotz,
yes,
if he had come up the way LeBron came up, what he would have been met with is a lot of what Kershaw was met with, which is you can't win, dude. Because Jordan got a lot of you can't win.
Before he won.
Playing that way is too selfish, everything else.
Before he won. But when he got to the winning and he won 6 consecutive titles, we were celebrating him in the moment.
My point is that LeBron in the documentary of the pandemic, Michael Jordan in the documentary of the pandemic chose to tell you his story that doesn't include any of that.
Right.
Doesn't include any of the garbage. LeBron and Kershaw, for as much as we've talked about them, Stugotz, it comes with an awful lot of negative, more negative than our previous sports stars got, because everyone's got access to a podcast, to a microphone, to a social media outlet, and LeBron James gets dragged in those circumstances because he's imperfect in a way that Nike would never allow Michael Jordan to be, because everything was crafted for your perusal. It's what Brady and Jordan and Jeter get to traffic in now with the documentaries. I think that's the end of it, man. I don't think anybody gets to be that anymore. Any of it. We're not going to give it to anybody anymore. You're not going to be able to Steph Curry come up pristine. I saw this weekend people criticizing him because some kid, some 9-year-old won a game with a shot and went to sleep on the court. Didn't just put his hands in the nighttime, in the night gesture.
Yeah, don't do the night.
Steph Curry is going to get the glowing treatment of documentary. These are criticisms of the moment that are fleeting, and in the end, if he wins a couple more championships, he will be the generational, we put the gloss on him. He's already got so much positive press around him. I do think these are things that happen in the moment that are amplified by social media, but in 10 years' time, everyone is going to be ready for Steph Curry nostalgia.
I don't understand why people don't hit him more with how cocky can you possibly be on the field of play? He's the cockiest athlete of my lifetime. He doesn't get hit with it because
it's remarkable charisma to pull off.
I'll admit he's charismatic and he's very cute, and I think he gets away with it. Also, he's not this big menacing guy that plays
the
on the
little
inside
guy gets
that's
away with more.
Muscle bound,
Yes.
He's just a little guy that plays on the outside night. It's super disrespectful.
Do
that at the Drew.
No.
Good luck.
No. See, it might as well. That I think
you try doing that to me at Kendall Soccer Park. You're getting studded right into your shin, dog. Don't play that.
Chris Cote's got it right when he goes adorable. He gets away with so much. That night thing is even cute. It's like it should come with a lullaby. It's so sweet when he kills you.
I know that you touched on.
He is a sweet assassin. You're right.
You touched on the LeBron sound that he recently made news from. Let's go ahead and play it courtesy of the shop. This is LeBron on Boston fans.
In basketball, there are fans that you go play away that they can literally take the game from you. You can feel like, damn, the fans is not going to let us win this one tonight.
Yes, I mean,
what places?
Boston.
Boston, yeah.
Why do you hate Boston?
Because they racist as That's why. They will say anything, and it's fine. I mean, it's my life. I mean, I've been dealing with it my whole life. I don't mind it. Like, I hear it. Like, if I hear somebody like close by, I check them real quick. I move on to the game. Whatever they're gonna say, whatever they want to say. They might throw something on you. I mean, I got a beer thrown on me leaving the game. You know, like
Boston.
Boston.
It's the only place in the NBA in America you go and they have like shirts that say like LeBron.
Yeah,
like,
it was like
section.
It was like a LBJ T-shirt. I believe they probably sold it at the team shop.
No, they sold it outside the arena.
No, they sold it at the team shop. I'm Celtics had something to do with that shit.
That is part Red Sox owner LeBron James.
There are some.
To your point about having
there.
someone protect him from when the shop gets edited and put out there. Did anyone notice that he owns it? He's entitled to say that, especially because he owns a portion of the Red Sox. But it's just an interesting stance to take.
It's become a fairly common stance, though, amongst athletes. Is it
it's
not?
been a common one on this show.
I mean, Bill Russell has said it, though.
Our show is very quick to go there. History has also been quick to go there. They have a reputation, many would argue earned.
He has not said that before, though. In fact, he has been asked about it before, and there are other headlines that don't say that. But this is one of the things that has happened in the aging of LeBron James, and we saw it here with Trayvon Martin, them finding their voice as adults and activists next to Dwayne Wade. LeBron lets it fly a lot more, and because he does that now, it can get sloppy, and he says he is less crafted in how it is that he says things and more open. And in doing so, he makes more mistakes. He leaves more openings for people. But I don't think he cares because he's gotten to that level of power where he has FU power, FU money. He can have that conflict, and he's going to win at the end. He's going to make money in the city of Boston, whether it's racist as F or not. And so that's where he gets into the stratosphere of the FU money where you can exist in the best of the clubs. He's going to own a team at some point. And he's making so much money on the side that has nothing to do with basketball, with media stuff. I don't know how he's going to turn. That was an HBO show that he's doing on the side, right? Hey, I'll show up for 45 minutes there and we'll do something with HBO because everybody in Los Angeles wants to get in the LeBron business. That's what he went there for. It wasn't for the Lakers. It was not for the Lakers. The Lakers happen to have a basketball headquarters there, but it was to plan how he gets to become Jordan because he wants to compete in that sphere with Brady and the rest of them. And this is how you do it, where you monetize the racist as F and you mediatize it. You make the money off of everything you're saying, then you take the shop off HBO. It's got a following and now it's yours. You put it wherever you want to and you profit off it that way.
I'm really fascinated by what these next steps are because Andre Iguodala, who's in our network as well, talks a lot about ownership and wanting to crack that club. But then you look at the going prices for NBA teams; it's $4.5 billion. It's ludicrous what the money that is out there for these teams. But I decided to disagree with the notion that he didn't pick the Lakers because he didn't pick the Clippers. Like, there is a social capital, a social relevancy to being the star for the Lakers, especially if you're trying to be in that Hollywood game. Hollywood stars show up and sit courtside at Lakers games, not at Clippers games.
I need to clarify that. He didn't pick the Lakers for basketball.
Correct. That's fair.
You're not a Frankie Muniz guy?
He wanted that town. And he gets into all the meetings and he shows up for a show and farts out 45 minutes, give me millions of dollars. He sits in a commercial and this is
he has been saying things over the last 3 months. I can remember LeBron quotes, I want to own the team in Vegas, the Brittany Griner thing, which was unfortunate. He immediately walked back. And Boston is racist as fuck, or the Boston fans are racist as fuck. I mean, he's giving you a lot of meaty quotes here.
He is.
Some that come to personal detriment. Some that he might not even understand the full scope of when he is saying it.
Correct.
That's unfiltered athlete access. That's pretty captivating stuff.
Dangerous game for him, but we enjoy it. Woody, are you doubting whether he has the clout, the money? What's your doubt here with him owning a team? Because I think LeBron will own a team eventually.
We saw the Denver Broncos go for $5 billion. I imagine NBA expansion is going to be enormously expensive. Like, there's probably like 50 people in the world that have that
he
kind of
he
wealth.
knows a lot of
partner.
He knows a lot of rich people. I will tell you this. I continue to ask people in basketball, make a living at basketball, what are the Timberwolves doing? What was that? I continue to get just confusion. People who make a living at it. And I'm like, is it A-Rod? And a few places I've heard immature. And I'm like, he's 50. If you're immature at 50.
No, but go back. I've heard people talk about this. I think Zach Lowe had a whole theory about this. Look at the first transaction of every new owner in the NBA. They come in and they want to do something big. Like taking advantage of new owners is absolutely a thing. The most obvious one was Mikhail Prokhorov. I mean, Danny Ainge took complete advantage of that situation. Even the Brooklyn Nets, like Joe Tsai didn't want to take over, just have a team. He wanted to go get Kyrie and Kevin Durant. And he's sick of it.
And it should be noted, Chris, to your point, there's a common thread in these deals. It's Danny Ainge taking advantage of the new owner.
Although he works for a new owner.
Yeah,
and so he must have told him, like, look, man, don't do the new owner thing. I've taken advantage of it. Let me take advantage of the other new owners, and he might end up with, at the end of this, after trading Mitchell, like 8 or 9 first-round draft picks from the Knicks and the Nuggets.
My point is that if A-Rod can afford to get in the game, LeBron can figure out how to get in the game because he's played the game and the exits. If the guy who was run from his sport in shame with a year-long suspension and resuscitated himself with the now betrothed J-Lo to Ben Affleck, did resuscitate himself. He ain't LeBron. And LeBron went purposely to Los Angeles to create a media empire with the people from Clutch Management.
You're betrothed or betrothed?
Stu?
Betrothed. Are you saying that he's 50, he should act more mature? Because you're 50, you're dressed like a skateboarder. I'm 50, I let Tony ride me like a bike today. I mean, what?
I'm clipping that.
I'm not making draft picks that no one in the sport can, or trades that no one in the sport understands or can explain.
I've actually come around on that slightly. I do think that Minnesota, their complete and utter lack of history in the playoffs, I think if they had the run of the Toronto Raptors with Lowry and DeRozan, their fans would be thrilled. And it would represent a massive step forward.
No doubt.
Look at how they rejoice at making the playoffs.
Right. And so Minnesota, like the whole arena started crying after they won the play-in.
Yes.
So if they win a round, holy shit, what an improvement.
16 years since Garnett, no playoffs. And this was the best team since Garnett, this was the best Timberwolves team. They've had a lot of bad teams. And yes, they overreacted and wept. I'm not even talking about making a trade of your future for someone. It's that guy that they made a trade
Rim
for.
protector, Dan.
They needed defense, and so let's get the defensive player of the year. And wait, are you watching what's happening in this sport? Are you watching that guy's not valuable to you when you need to play playoff games on the perimeter, and now you've got him trying to guard Steph Curry or somebody?
No one's going to the rim.
But he's also a star that wanted to be in Utah long term, that doesn't mind that market size, and he's locked up for a long time. And Minnesota historically has had a very difficult time keeping its stars.
Yeah, if you're Minnesota and you take that offer to Brooklyn for Kevin Durant, and you maybe throw in 1 or 2 more young players, you don't feel any confidence that Kevin Durant wants to be there or will stay there. And so, yeah, Minnesota shops, if they want to go for the big trade, in that next level of star where Rudy Gobert lives.
Okay. You understand, though, why it is that's a hefty tax.
It's a dumb trade.
No,
I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I just want to go out on the record and say I also don't like the trade. I'm just trying to apply the logic behind it outside of A-Rod's maturity, which I don't have any firsthand knowledge of.
But to Witty's point, like Portland made it to the Western Conference Finals one year with Lillard and McCollum, and it felt like to those fans, it felt like they had won an NBA championship. He's waving the other team off the court. Like, Minnesota wins a round or two, and that trade is going to be it will be viewed as a great trade for the T-Wolves. You're right, Witty.
It's not a great trade. It's still...
if they get to the Western Conference Finals...
With that record of not making the playoffs...
Let's examine what happened there.
Who wants to go to Minnesota? Nobody.
But Stugotz, you can't, as that team, the team that never wins in a small market, be the team that's mortgaging your future for the next 6 years. The likelihood is that the Minnesota Timberwolves are giving up a pick in the top 10, if not the top 5, over the life of a trade for Rudy Gobert.
Which side do you want me to support? I was trying to help you out.
We'll do Stugotz's weekend observations here in a second. I'm just not fully confident the way these things are changing that in 6 years, the next Rudy Gobert will be able to do all the things Durant does. And therefore, Rudy Gobert will just be like evolved right off, not just the court, but just will end up doing something different with his spare time because he's Hassan Whiteside.
Witty is right. Terrible trade.
Time now for Stugotz's weekend observations.
It is time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Weekend observations brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste. 96 calories available for delivery. Dan, it's the slowest week on the sports calendar, which can only mean one thing, that baseball will take center stage. It will start with a celebrity softball game that I am still outraged I never got the opportunity to play in. It will continue with a home run derby that doesn't include its 2 biggest sluggers from the most storied team and biggest market in the sport, followed by a game that no one cares about and has no bearing on who will win the World Series. And Dano, just like that, Major League Baseball All-Star Week is back. The Midsummer Classic. You excited, Dano?
Not at all. We had a chance to go.
What?
We did. We had a chance to go.
Where is it?
California.
I've been there 6 times this month. That shows. Mike Trout is missing the All-Star game because, of course, he is. Trouty. By the way, Mike Trout joins us on Stupidity this week. Little game of Trouty or Outy. How about that?
I still can't believe the story from last week. I need to get Mikey A on the show that you're spinning so many plates that you're doing podcast interviews while putting Mike Trout and Mike Breen on hold.
Oh, it's Breeny.
Trouty or Outy.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
God damn it if you're not the best at that.
I presume you only book guests now on the basis of what you can do with their name to play a game.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be Trin or Trout?
Huh.
I feel like
don't question him.
Trouty or Outy? No.
Trin or Trout is better. Put it on the poll.
No, it's not.
Put it on the poll.
Trouty or Outy.
Trouty or Outy.
God damn it. Put it on the poll. Which one is better?
You idiot.
Trouty or Outy?
How's the matter with you?
Trin or Trout?
Apologize to him off the air. Look into his eyes when you do.
How is there a movie about Giannis's life already when he hasn't even lived?
Yeah.
Sir, he's 27.
It's a pretty interesting
Living
life.
life.
It's a pretty interesting life.
Dan, no one's ever had a movie made about their first 27 years of life. Like, it's that interesting? Has anyone?
I mean, Jesus
it's a bit
died.
early.
Jesus died at 33.
I believe. Yeah,
6 years to go.
Wasn't Janis Joplin 27?
Make a movie?
Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, but he hasn't died tragically. He's still living his life. He hasn't lived yet.
Yeah, The Curse of 27. Kurt Cobain.
If I was famous in 27, I would just stay home.
You'll be on Zoom, huh?
It's so much fun to be famous in 27. You're just going to stay.
Dangerous game,
Yeah, but you'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun at 28 too. Just take a year off.
Wait, so you guys are okay with this? A story about a person's life who hasn't lived life yet?
Have you watched the movie?
No.
I've been told it is very inspirational.
Really?
It's an amazing, Stugotz. It's an amazing story.
I'm not saying his story is not an amazing story. The entire story hasn't been written yet. That's all I'm saying.
But it's written the moment he steps on an NBA court. Like, not even wins a championship.
Or wins the championship.
But if he merely, from what I've been told, by merely playing an NBA game, that's a story finished for him.
I'm getting to it. What's it called?
Rise, I believe.
I'll definitely forget that. Bad name. Rise. Cliche.
I don't think it's The Rise.
Just Rise. I put a thud in front of everything.
Well, we're getting younger with the Metamucil and the colon groomer.
The Metamucil.
The Slim Fast. Cameron Smith, 5 straight birdies to start the back 9 and a final round 64. One of the best rounds of golf I've ever seen. It's amazing. You watch that?
Nope.
Why?
St. Andrews. He doesn't like the way it looks on his TV.
Yeah, I'll get
Makes
to you
me
too.
sad, gloomy, bleak.
I'll get to you too in a minute.
What are the sports that you're watching right now? Because I gravitated to that badly. I needed something.
I watched that. I watched some 3-on-3 hoops over the weekend.
Ooh, it is.
It was brutal.
You know what I could have gone for?
Avery Johnson calling the games.
From now on, friends, all weddings in July. This month sucks.
I did get to see Katino Mobley, though. Have you seen him? He looks like a gray superhero.
He can still get a bucket.
He is still a bucket, but he looks like a superhero.
What's on our TVs right now, guys?
It's
There's marathon running on one channel, and I'm watching the Hamburg Open on another.
Tough times.
Which, by the way, great comeback by Musetti right now.
There's an all-time angry run on Good Morning Football. Garrison Hurst.
Earl Campbell better be on there.
Garrison Hurst? Was that a week 1?
yards.
Wow, the Jets. That was what you want to talk about a comeback and an inspirational tale. Give him a movie called Rise. Garrison Hurst, a rebound like that. You kids don't even know what I'm talking about, Garrison Hurst.
You're playing.
Look at Garrison Hurst, 96-yard run, Jets, Niners. Incredible.
You're playing the safety game last Thursday. We could play the running back game.
Someone hit me in my mentions just with Steve Atwater.
Oh, that's
maybe
a good
on the
one.
weekend.
I mean, one of the great safeties of all time. Is that John Riggins run in the Super Bowl on there? It better be. They tore his jersey off. It was against the Raiders. It's a mean run. Riggo.
My daughter, I went to lunch over the weekend with my wife and daughter. My daughter, 4 years old, blown away by the idea that there could be somebody running at the start of our lunch, and at the end of it, they're still running. Like, you tell that to a 4-year-old, they're like, wait, what? They don't. When do they stop, Daddy? They just keep going, honey. I want to run forever. You're going to have to train. It was just a cool thing to experience through the 4-year-old's eyes.
Zach, can you do that?
I was like,
It seems like a pointless endeavor running. I'm going to lose all this weight, but I'm not going to do an ounce of cardio.
Too much work.
No.
That's too much work that way.
Cardio.
Yeah.
I got
Overrated.
a Peloton, maybe I'll do that.
what about
That's
biking?
it.
Yeah, biking's the way to go.
You
No, but I don't wanna go
blasphemed
anywhere.
against running, man. Not that I would know, but just it seems meditative. The people who run obsessively.
I hate those people.
No, it hurts.
No, I'm jealous of them. They have life figured out. If you can enjoy running, it's like enjoying kale. Like you've got life figured out.
You
at that
hate your
point.
knees.
I hate the person who can step outside their door and just rip off 10 miles, no problem.
Yeah. Get out
The
of here. Who are you
worst.
trying to
Yeah.
impress? You're not even impressing yourself. You're
Right.
hating it
Healthy
the
is
entire
so
time.
good for you.
No,
It is
get out
good
of
for
here.
you.
No,
Your
get out of
spouse
here.
is good
No,
for
All
you.
you want to do is just
No.
strap into the Peloton,
Stop,
Not
please.
great
have
for
Sassy
the
Cody
limbs.
tell a couple of jokes, and
You
that's
think
that.
your spouse isn't resenting you when you wake up at 5 a.m. to go run? Yeah,
I am.
that's what I mean.
Right.
You
Why
woke me
don't
up
do
and
it?
done
Yeah.
I think worse is the cyclist who wears a uniform with sponsors on it, even though you're just driving around Aventura on a Saturday.
Yeah.
You're not entering a race, and yet how do you have sponsors on you?
Gotta be careful, but cyclists do this all the time.
It's looking the part. It's looking the part, though.
Pepsi's not paying you anything. You're in Weston.
But it's from a previous race, I would believe. But
don't
why are you
know
wearing
that.
that outfit?
Once
You
passed a
don't know
guy that
You don't
no
know what
shit.
Pepsi
is. You don't
sponsor
know
that.
what
I
Pepsi
once
is
passed a
paying
guy
that
down the Gables that was wearing a yellow jersey.
Yeah. Oh,
Like, come on, come on, guy.
You're in third place.
You thought he would have stage? I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that my Civic was passing by Floyd Landis today. How honored I am. Fuck off the road.
He's a bike lane.
No,
Oh,
you
you
better
know
be
the turn-
careful. Don't you? You're, do
No,
not
this guy
be-
was on the road. This guy was on the
Careful
road.
with the cyclists.
They have a lane.
If you hit
Kornheiser
me-
made
They have
that
a lane
mistake.
and they should stick to it.
If you hit me with your arm blinker, I'm trying to hit you.
You guys, if you keep not listening to me, you do not want the hostility
No, I
of
don't
the
want that.
cyclists. You do not.
I want those
Screw your arm
problems.
blinker, okay? Just make the
No,
left.
don't-
I saw our blinker cut off 3 lanes of traffic, and I was
You know
like, wow, dangerous.
Let me
game,
show
our
you this
blinker.
You know
hand
what I
blinker,
do?
huh? This
Anytime.
thing, huh?
wait,
Take
he's
this.
cutting over lanes?
When I'd like to get out
Okay,
of the way
then you
when I
run him
see.
over.
If there's
Yeah.
a Wagoneer behind me, I'd like to
Here
pull over
we
to the
go.
sidewalk.
He's got to take the take where it hasn't been
No,
taken.
if you're in the left lane, you don't need. There's no need for the left arm to come out. You only have one option. You're turning left, or you're
We
going
get it.
straight.
You know all the signs, you
Right.
asshole.
But if you're in the far lane and you're cutting 3 lanes of cars off, I mean, whatever happens to you happens to you.
I've been
Cyclists,
informed.
take it
I've
up
been
with
informed
these
that I have
guys, not
to
me.
apologize to those in our listening audience that I offended with my insensitive comments about cycling. The roads are yours. I'm just merely an obstacle. I apologize. I was wrong.
All right.
Assholes. Seriously, move over.
There are certain athletes that when you say their name, you have to put the word big in front of their name. Shane Lowry is one of those athletes. Top 5 athletes who have big before their names. Number 5, Big Shane Lowry. Number 4, Big John Studd. Thank you. Number 3, Big Magic Johnson.
That does not count.
What do you mean?
That's
What
not
has
his
he ever
nickname.
done?
He's got AIDS.
That's not Roy's words. Not Roy's words.
Important clarification.
And I believe it's not AIDS, full-blown Z.
Even I should
HIV.
judge him there.
What happened?
Number 2.
Mr. Big Shot.
Wait a second. That
What?
also doesn't count. That starts with
name's
Mr.
Mr. How does it's not
It's Mr.
big.
That's
It's
not
his
big.
name's not Mr. Shot.
All right, I got another one. Big Shot Bob. How about that?
A good. That was a good pivot. Number 1.
Here come the Mariners.
What happened to number 1?
Well, I gave you Mr. Big Shot.
And then Big Shot Bob.
And then Big Shot Bob. That's 5.
So no big hurt
You
there.
didn't want to go with
the
big,
big
unit?
hurt?
You didn't want to go
but
big
it's
unit? Big
None
unit?
of the Shaq nicknames like Big Cactus or anything.
Big Aristotle.
Big Aristotle would have been a good one.
Wasn't a fan of Big Cactus. That one felt forced.
Same. So you don't like Mr. Big Shot because it's Mr.
It's Mr. It doesn't count. It doesn't start with big.
Big Aristotle?
That counts. It's
All right.
just not great.
That was number 2, Dan. Big Shot Bob, number 1.
I don't understand what you did. But the Mariners have won 13 straight.
So if Bob was just a normal sized man, his nickname would be Shot Bob.
No one's calling him Big Bob Sura.
They're not even doing the big for his size. It's for the shot.
There he goes. Shot Bob.
It's a terrible.
He played in college with Layup Phil.
No, he played in college with Shivved Phil or somebody like who suffered a hair. Shot Bob is somebody you wouldn't pick for your team because he's been shot or he is shot.
Yeah.
One or the other.
You should have seen me in college playing with Past Dan. Oh, I miss Past Dan.
Where was I? Here come the Mariners.
13 straight.
In fact, they won't stop coming. What happened? Put this away in the something I never thought I'd see file. Someone rejecting an offer of $440 million. How? Seriously. Dan, Cameron Young and Cameron Smith were paired in the final round of the Open Championship yesterday. You, of course, know what that means, right?
A couple of Collins cutting it up.
A couple of Cams cutting it up. That's a fine.
Wow.
You were close.
Phone up on your golf.
I was half paying attention, honestly. It was
Even when I'm not rushing, I still walk through an airport at a furious pace. If you aren't walking through an airport at a furious pace
Did you take your $10
with
back?
a ton of stress, then you're doing it all wrong. I did take my $10 back. But Dan, do you apply an unreasonable amount of stress when you go to the airport? You have to. If not, you're not doing it right.
Well, it's the worst. This is the worst time in the history of travel, right? Everybody
Or the
is.
best,
Well, it can't be the worst time in the history of travel because there were times that we didn't have this kind of travel ability. But everyone's stuck at an airport right now.
Was a pretty bad time.
Everyone's stuck at an airport right now.
I thought it was a good idea to just light a big gas ball on fire as a means of transportation.
The humanity.
Clear salespeople are assassins.
They are. They got me once.
Mike, they came so close to getting me.
Yeah, they got me, man.
They're good.
All it takes is them to get you once, and then your iPhone subscription just keeps happening.
You're in that line for TSA, which is increasingly growing because everyone has a TSA number now, and they have this line right next to yours. That is no line.
The best part is the lighting.
It's controlled by your eyes. Like you look into something, and it's just boom, you're right through.
Sounds like they got you.
It was close.
It sounds like 10 years from now, there's going to be 17 lines. Clear, clear plus, clear advantage. You just get to go right to the plane. You're driving the plane.
Bombs? You'd like to bring bombs? No problem. We've got the seats for you too, sir.
That's clear plus.
I mean, this guy, Mike, whispers to me. He comes to me. Like, I didn't hear him in front. He went to the person in front of me, said the same thing. I heard him say it. Then he comes to me. You're waiting in line. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah.
He's like, no line over there.
Yeah, they promise you that they'll sign you up and get you out of that line faster than it would take you to get through your line.
Correct.
That's how they got me.
Yeah. You pay the bill yet?
I hate the photo because I was bald at the time. Brings me great shame.
They made you take the hat off?
Yeah. It's a terrible photo.
Did you try to explain the bit? Like, I can't take my hat off.
No, it's why it's like a
Which is the worst photo, that photo or pepperoni nipples?
Pepperoni nipples.
Ooh.
Forever. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. How is Barcelona finding the money to pay for Rafinha and Robert Lewandowski?
I don't think there's a D in Raf's name over there.
Really?
Rafinha.
Oh.
Robert Lewandowski.
Mike and Dan saying it's always cloudy at the Open Championship, and there not being a cloud in the sky on Friday and Saturday. Mike and Dan, the Stugotz is strong in you. Congratulations. First time for both of you. I mean, railed against the Open Championship and some of the most scenic, beautiful weather you have ever seen Friday and Saturday. You didn't watch.
Did the goats stop eating the grass?
No. It's a staple of the Open, Dan.
I know.
It's not an Open Championship unless there are goats
You said
eating
it was
grass.
sad too last week. You weren't you didn't sit that one out.
Yeah, but I said to you guys at the time, the weather forecast is perfect. And when the weather's nice there, it is beautiful. Sunday got cloudy.
I thought you liked all the scores going into the toilet.
I do. It was disappointing in that way. It was 20 under should not win an Open Championship
because the conditions were fine and everybody was able to golf well.
It should be more, but no, it's the course. I know it's the home for golf, and this is blasphemy, but that course is not that hard for them. It's short. It's a short course for those guys. It is. I mean, they were driving par fours.
Yeah, and then they're like 80 feet away with an eagle putt. It's so cool.
Crazy.
It's just different than other courses. That's what I like it.
LeBron had 42 points in something called the Drew League. LeBron, do it in the NBA. A tradition unlike any other. Kyrie, not showing up to something that people are expecting him to show up to. Drew League Commissioner Dino Smiley, after Irving played Saturday, said, quote, sounded like it was going to be a sure bet, but I don't know what happened. Dino, allow me to explain. Kyrie Irving happened. I'm tired of him. Dawson Knox said there is nothing Josh Allen can't do. July. The Utah Jazz are hiring Jason Terry as an assistant coach. July. The Jet. Oh, the Jet. Why do I love the Jets so much? I don't know. Kevin Durant, the underwhelming trade offers should tell you everything you need to know about yourself. Dan.
What?
What do you mean? I mean, this is a game changer, change your franchise, go win championships, yet no one wants them. I mean, where are the trade offers? Where are the trade offers? Where? Do you know? Have you heard of one? Is anyone reporting one? Does anyone want him? No.
No one wants him.
You want to know why, Dan? He goes there. He thinks he's the coach. He thinks he can hire the coach.
No one
he can
wants
hire
him.
his best friend.
Your take is that no one wants Kevin Durant. That's your take. That tells you everything.
Where are the
you
trade
need to know.
offers? I mean, the Nets are saying they want to trade him, and no one is saying they want him. That would suggest to me that nobody wants Durant.
Miami very badly wants Durant. Stugotz.
Right price.
That's correct.
Right.
They don't have enough.
I mean, there was a time with Durant, you would push your entire roster to the Nets and say, go ahead.
Everybody.
I don't think that's happening.
Well, they can't push Bam there, which is probably part of the reason.
I think you think that's happening, but I'm telling you it's not happening. I'm not reporting that, okay?
Mm-hmm. What you're reporting that no one wants Kevin Durant. That's what you're reporting.
I'm making a statement.
Where are the offers? You're not even making a statement. You're asking the question.
It should tell Kevin Durant everything he needs to know about Kevin Durant. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Okay. No one wants him.
That is what you're saying then. No one wants him.
You know. It's not really what I'm saying. I'm just, where are the teams that want him? I report, you decide. I mean, that's my job and that's your job. Reporting my job, deciding your job. Decide. You think people want him? You think they want him badly?
I think people want you to move off of this. That you're stuck in the mud here.
No, I'm not. I mean, you got me stuck in the mud. I made a statement. You questioned it. Dan, you know what the T in PJ Tucker stands for?
I do not.
Tampering. Justin Verlander, horse. CJ McCollum, set of Steph Curry. He's a galaxy. He's a planet. He's a solar system. Dan, you know what the C in CJ stands for?
I do not.
Cannabis. The Blazers won the Summer League title. Blazers, do me a favor. Win one in the NBA.
Yes.
Death, taxes, and Chris Sale getting injured. If indeed that was the last Dead and Company show with John Mayer. Gentlemen, thank you.
Yes.
Hell of a run. Speaking of hell, Art Briles. Dan, those are the weekend observations.